It's been a journey so far, from editing, filming, scripting. It's just been such an experience that I will definitely say it's without its touches, where it's been pretty it's been rough, but it's very rewarding when you see your content out live, when randomly someone's like, hey, I know you from so and so. The creativeness, learning curve, and the work that's come out of this really wasn't something I was expecting. I wasn't sure what I wanted out of YouTube, so I actually took the time and kind of looked over a couple of my videos to really figure out, what did I want to do out of this hobby? Did I want to make it something full time? Did I just want to make it something, a creative release or freedom of, I like to play video games, I like anime, I can put those together and then just share that with people. And if anyone's watching this and you're thinking, somehow you stumbled across this video and you're thinking, well, maybe I can jump into YouTube and do the same thing. Honestly, there's a couple of questions you really need to think about, how you want to get into this, but it might just be the niche you're looking for. And let's roll the new credit before we continue with this. If you're doing this for fun, go ahead, skip this video, go ahead, hit live YouTube and Streamlabs, whatever you're using to stream your content and get out to the world. But if you seriously want to consider joining YouTube or just becoming a content creator, there's a couple of things you might have to think about before you just dive into this. So let's just start off with, you might have a better understanding from my experience. And if you have any questions or anything like that, just drop a comment down below, or you follow me on all my social media. The link for that will be somewhere here. You might find it. We'll edit it somewhere here. We're somehow losing lighting in here, but that's now. On to the bread and butter of what I've learned in this year of streaming. So, I'll time codes to it below in case you guys get confused. And if anything specific you want to ask about, just again, ask me in the comments. All right, the number one thing would be figuring out what I wanted to stream. It wasn't just about the hardware, the sounds. I needed to figure out exactly what I wanted to stream would determine the type of software I needed, what type of hardware I needed, equipment I needed to purchase, how I wanted to set up my stream room. I'm actually gonna do a video at some point that might follow after this one of like my stream setup, just in case anyone has questions. If you've already thought about what you wanted to stream, now you can dive into the software and hardware. So we'll start off with software. If you're running software, I've had to figure out whether I started off with Streamlabs and moved over onto OBS, because then Twitch was just demanding on the PC. And even I switched from Twitch to YouTube a few months back, and it was honestly, it's better experience, I would say. Maybe like personal touch, I enjoy streaming in higher quality, and the PC can actually handle that, so that's not an issue. I feel like that's suffering all the time. Now this one's optional. Some people don't want to show their face while they're live. I figured I had a webcam, upgraded a webcam, but then I realized the quality wasn't so good, so I actually use an iPhone to connect to my OBS when I'm streaming, so that just captures my face. And I feel like that's something a lot of people don't really get the exposure to, of understanding that you have to figure out and understand your camera before you go live, like the exposure, the shutter speed, if you're using an actual mirrorless camera, if you're using your iPhone, a webcam. However, there's so many options of how to capture actual video quality that you should actually take the time and read through the manuals, look up YouTube videos of how to get the perfect resolution on it. Maybe you might have to lower it, set the FPS to 30 if needed. Some are just out of the box work great, not necessarily. There's too many videos on YouTube where I've sat there and figured out what type of camera I wanted to use. Part of getting the best quality for your camera is also lighting. Lighting makes a big difference. Having your lighting set in front of you at 45-degree angle, overhead lighting, getting that, like the accent shadows on you, all make a difference in your video quality, how you're being seen on your videos, your streams even, or your thumbnails. If you're taking pictures, like I have this like lighting effect come from the top and you can see the shadow on my face. It's great. So we've covered your streaming software, your camera, your lighting. Now we're left with your video editing software, and that's honestly been one of the biggest things I've had to really learn about. And I use DaVinci Resolve for all my edits if needed, maybe some Canva sometimes if I'm getting something quickly done. If you're posting videos along with your streams and you want to make TikToks and shorts, you're gonna have to get a social media presence and understand that if you're not an outgoing person, communicate really well with individuals. But I feel like the social media presentation allows you to a bigger exposure to other individuals in your niche, if that's what you're looking for. Maybe and get in contact with different people you can like game with, play with, depends on what you're looking to do. Leads to thumbnails. Thumbnails were literally, I had to be a graphic designer, so on top of I'm learning software, editing my videos, cameraman, lighting. I also had to figure out how to edit thumbnails and come out with some thumbnails that, you know, over time they've gotten better, and I appreciate like the feedback and the comment that people give, and I try to pick one little thing out of it and just keep adding new layers to it to get a better to capture the viewers, because you only have literally 2 seconds or less to capture a viewer while they're scrolling through on their phone, their computer. On your title and your thumbnail are like the openers for your videos and your stream. Once you get those, then the content's supposed to hook them in and keep them there till the end at least. You want to go for like a 30% ratio of capturing attention. That's apparently what I've been told so many times, but it also depends. Are you trying to look at the analytics of everything, the stats, or are you just doing it for fun as much as you can and just kind of improving and being happy with what work that you can produce? So I feel like in my experience, that's been a very big thing. And after all of that hard work and the software, learning all of that, you might be struggling with trying to figure out, do you want to stream something or post videos about something that's overly saturated? There are some things where you can repost that if it's something that's going to be, as a new term I've learned, evergreen. It's constantly something users were going to search up. Therefore, it's going to bring you more videos and more views. And that's the point. You want more views if that's what you're looking for. You want more exposure. If you're streaming and end up feeling like I play video games. I'm streaming video games constantly. If might be not the games that a lot of people are looking for, but if it's what you enjoy, then do what makes you happy, not what other people are looking for. Because you can't copy Tim the Tatman or Ninja and just play Call of Duty 24/7. You can if you want to, but it's such an overly saturated field that you'd have to come up with something that has not with things like that. And now we come to the serious part of, you know, this video. So in the beginning, we talked about what did you want out of a YouTube career? What did you want to do? Was it just a hobby and things of that nature? Part of that is also figuring out, you know, have you set up goals for yourself? Like, what exactly do you want to accomplish? And honestly, 80% of everything I've said has been said, but it really comes down to what skill set do you have that you want to show off? What's your passion you want to show off? What's the you that you want to expose to others to kind of feel connected in some type of way? And for me, honestly, streaming has turned into 3 things. I figured out using a useful time of playing video games. I'm building a community on my Discord that I've joined and interacting with individuals and learning new skills. Honestly, I've learned far more in the year I've been on YouTube than I honestly can say in my undergrad. The real value in having a YouTube career is honestly what you learn over time and what you can take away from your experience. It's not just the fame and the money. If that's your goal, it will someday be yours, but it's not something in the beginning you should start off with. You really should just kind of figure out something, small goals that you can reach that are not restricted by outside forces, something that you can control completely. Once you do those, then you'll start hitting those goals that are determined by other features and other individuals and other requirements. And if you guys enjoying the video, you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hearing me out, hear my experiences. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and tell me about your experience of streaming. What have you learned? What would you wish you could do different? What could you tell yourself before you start off, or tell the next individual who decides they want to make this an actual thing for them? And if you want to learn more about specific streaming, there is a playlist at the top here which you can click on other videos I've shown, little quick tips to help you with your streaming career. Thanks for sticking around. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.